A brush we'll be using tonight is a Zenith. And from my research, this is a B10 Boar brush. And I put this stripe of electrical tape on it because these two ridges in this valley here were actually quite sharp and edgy, and it wasn't enjoyable using them. And hopefully this will help. I've soaked this for a few hours prior to the shave. It's my second use of this brush. I recall the first one went reasonably well, so I bet this will be even better. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the water while I show you everything else. Soap we're using today is the same as yesterday, except this is the Haslinger Schafmilch. I can't remember the thing. Schafmilch or something like that. Sheep's milk and lanolin. And this, a little stronger scent, but it has a little bit more tallow. So let's see if we can tell a difference today than yesterday. And the razor is going to be my Merkur Futur. Very modern looking razor. Same blade as yesterday too, the Wilkinson sword. So let's get that out. And this is kind of what that looks like. And it's had, this will be its fourth shave on this blade. Pop this cap off. Lay the blade on. And I'll be using setting 3, is usually a very happy medium for me. My throat's still a little on the rough side, it could dry out. So I might have to take an occasional sip. So it's in this night music container, Barrister and Man night music, but it's the Haslinger sheep's milk. Alright, let's try it out and see what happens. Just like yesterday, I did not bloom it or soak it. And so I think I'll load it for like a minute or something like that. Okay, everything else ready? I think so. Oh, splash my face with some water. Okay. I'm going to shake most of the water out just like I did yesterday. And we'll start, 55 is coming up here. And there's 55, so we'll go all the way over to 55 on the other side. You know, may just be able to, this is lathering up pretty quickly. Maybe just 45. So that would be 40 on the current ticker. 20 more seconds, it looks like. This is going to be tons. I'm going to go ahead and stop now. There's going to be tons of lather. Looks like, man, the old batch is the way to go, right? Alright, so we're just going to take it right to the lather bowl. I have several Sapone Boar brushes that I really enjoy. I only have 2 Zeniths. One I haven't used yet, and then this one. Of course, you've got people who love each brand, you know, and so they're very loyal. That's a nice scent. I'll bet I'm gonna have to add tons of water to this because I bet I have too much soap. And this handle's a lot more comfortable with those ridges kind of muted a little bit with the tape. But take it out with my Dremel, buff those down with a sanding disc wheel thing. 2 teaspoons in there now. Looking pretty good. And yeah, it looks like I've got just a little bit of shedding, and that's normal. Look at the peaks here though. Especially the ones on this corner right here. Sometimes those are a really good indicator. When it looks like that you need to keep pushing in some water. Refill the syringe now. So now we've got two and a half teaspoons in there. Let's pull it up from the bowl and see what it looks like. Oh, lots of elasticity there. Let's just go with that and see what happens. Splash my face with water one more time. All right. Well, this brush definitely has more, kind of more hairs, more density than like the 1800, the 1250 Sapone that I've been using. These bristles are more firm, tips are a little harder, but of course we know and have learned over this last while that the tips will split after, you know, you used your Boar for a while. A little too wet. I'm sorry. Lather's a little too dry and thick for me. Tons of lather we are generating here. Spreading a couple in my bowl there. All right, now let's take some of the excess here. I think that'll be just fine. This Wilkinson sword is a pretty cheap blade. I definitely recommend trying it out, because if it works for you, then it's really inexpensive to use and have. Just a 1-day growth today. Just 1 day. That is the usual. I just, ever since I got a hold of these kind of razors and brushes and soap, it's no longer a chore for me to shave anymore. Nice. And rinse. I can tell you that's a very different shave soap. That lather is just outrageous. So yeah, the new one is still good. The old one, more tallow, as is the case with a lot of these kind of things. Better by a noticeable amount. I'm going to put a little bit more water in my lather since I had to add some to my face. All right, second pass. So this, while being a little bit pokey, kind of not really prickly, but almost. So this is less comfortable than the Samogs when they're being broken in. We'll just have to see when it changes and starts to kind of break in and how good it feels then. I do like the hair density, how there's just a lot of it. A few of those Samogs, it's just, they're smaller. Well, I mean, this is just a bigger knot, okay? So in that way, it's you could expect it to behave differently. Very slick lather. Doing great. I think I'm about to start back on my cycle with the other Boar brushes. Sterling Boar is the next one I'll use. And after that, I'll either use the 1800 that I used yesterday, or I'll probably bring in a Badger just to kind of change things up. Water in my goatee. This lather's doing really well. Another smooth pass here. I think I got a little weeper down there. Something was irritating me down there actually before I started my shave. Oh yeah, little blood on the water there. Don't know if you can see that. Here's a post-shave balm I got on a really awesome sale. Don't know if it's because sometimes they come out with a new formulation or new packaging, and so they put things on sale. This is Sapone de Paolo, and this is the orange balm. I think again I have gotten a little too much out, but it's a nice scent. And put some on my elbows. All right, so it was a good shave. A little bit brush burn, I think. So I'll have to be careful with which shaves I use this brush on, but maybe just power through it, you know, and hopefully in a few uses it'll get softer and softer where it won't be causing any problems. Wasn't super prickly, but I think it was just prickly enough to where over the course of 3 passes, it was enough to kind of wear down on my skin as you're shaving, tiny layers of your skin are being removed, microscopic, kind of stuff, and so that can then expose your skin to more susceptibility for this kind of thing. All right, that orange is a nice scent. Tons of lather left over. I could probably I could have probably just loaded for my normal 30 seconds, maybe even less, without a problem on this soap. And it is definitely an order of magnitude better than the previous Haslinger sheep's milk. So good to know. If you can find some pucks of that old stuff, and this is kind of the genre you like, then I would say pick it up, because it's good stuff. Extra good. So, 3 teaspoons of water, plus some sprays that I did on my face as well as the bowl. So since I did too much soap, I kind of stopped measuring. We'll do it better next time, because I'll know how much loading to do, have a better idea of it. But this is a rich, wonderful lather, really, really nice. And the orange goes really well with it, very complimentary to it. What a little soap smell there is coming from the soap. So here it is after I have stropped it on the towel a little bit. The hack with the tape there worked really well. It's comfortable. It did all right. Very happy with that. Shoot, it's kind of a, I don't know, manly looking brush now. But it's got some tape on it. Maybe I'll just leave it, keep it that way. Who knows? So this is likely going to be one of my last uses. Probably my last one before I sell this razor. It's just in excellent condition. Really happy with it. I wouldn't mind shaving with it if all my others died. It gives me comfortable shaves, nice close ones, and it's adjustable. Got a nice heft to it. The matte finish, this is not the polished finish, but the matte finish stays in my hand nicely, even though it might get wet. But I just prefer the classic look, the vintage Gillettes, and then the modern razors that have more of a classic look to them. So, and since this guy's worth some money, I'm going to go ahead and pass him up. All right, but he's been good. Well, that was a good shave. Good result on my neck, pretty comfortable. Little guy there, he stopped bleeding. Comfortable all the way around, and nice and close. So, and holy cow, that lather. That's some slick, creamy stuff. Excellent face feel when shaving. Slickness to the razor. It was really good. And as I said, that razor's has worked well with every blade I've ever pushed into it, and I've tried about 6 or 7 of the top, top most popular razor blades. So real happy about that. Hopefully this brush tips will split and soften up a little bit, make it a little bit less rashy, a little bit less burny. And there we go. Hope there was something here for you. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. You take care. Have a good night.